Let us return to the Great Hall. Ooh, to the market. Ooh, we can buy stuff with renown. Obsidian powder. Fragments of shattered dredge. Obsidian, carefully ground to a powder, will sometimes explode when applied to a weapon. This dark stony bell makes such a deep sound you can barely hear it at all. Oh my god, aggro's a thing? Wait, what? Okay, so we can spend renown on supplies. The early king of men was known to have a ring that he would turn compulsively on his finger before rushing into battle. +2 armor on rest. Well, I'm gonna buy some supplies. Do we want the aggro thing for a tank? Yeah. And then this. We won't be able to use them for a little while, but confirm. And we have promotions on these characters, that's right. Promote. Higher stats. Increase your item rank. Continue. Wait, what? Oh shit, we spent our renown! We're dumb! I'm dumb. Fuck. Load. 22, this was 7 minutes ago. I think this was after Eagle died. Yeah. I'm a moron. Yeah, there we go. Heroes. Let's rank up first. We want... strength, maybe? Energy? This is how much we can exert. I think this and this. And then for Alette, promote, continue. Yes. We shall improve how much you can exert by. And now we have 9 points to spend. I mean, we gotta get this thing, right? Well, it's just armor on rest. We don't really need that. We don't rest a whole lot. Get some supplies, though. Great Hall. Onward with the story. Rook, thank gods you made it. The Great Hall is an utter din, filled as it is with dozens of terrified families. Don't stop worrying yet. I haven't. What in the depths is going on? Dredge milling around, ransacking houses? The chieftain's wife finds you pushing through the crowd. They must know we're here. Why haven't they attacked? You are awesome. I like you. You're cool. I don't know. I wouldn't expect it to last. I made some decisions. But tell me straight, what would you both do in my place? I'd have left by now. They were already outside the doors. Not so easily done. Rook. I trust Ivor on this. The chieftain sighs a deep and heavy breath, slumping. He looks years older. I imagined us fighting back and saving the town, but nonsense. Ivor's right, of course. We can't just wait to be slaughtered. Where do we go, if Dredge are coming down from the north? Frostfeller, to the west. It's close and it has walls. I intend to be free of Skogar in one push, nobody left behind. I wouldn't. If they follow us, we're done. What do you suggest? Let me create a distraction, then go. I'll catch up on the road to Frostfeller. Sounds like suicide, Ivor. Let's do as the chieftain says. What if we set the town on fire as we left? Yeah. What if we set the town on fire as we left? That is one thing I will not do. We will return here one day, whether I live to see it or not. Okay. Are we abandoning the storehouse? If we have to. We'd be leaving behind everything but the supplies you brought, Rook. On the other hand, Frostfeller's at least a week away. I'm not sure we've got that much food. It'll be cutting it close. If we're saddled with heavy carts, it'll be almost impossible to outpace the dredge. And if we run out of food, before we get to Frostfeller, it won't matter how many escape. I still say let me handle the dredge. We can't afford to leave the food behind. It's going to get us killed, Rook. Die fighting the dredge, or starve on the road. I'd rather fight. I agree with Rook. Then I'm coming with you. That catches you by surprise. The chieftain rubs his chin, but doesn't argue. From the training she's given Alette, you've no doubt she can handle a bow. Fine. I'll get the townspeople ready. Take some of the fighters and gather as much food as you can. Tell us when you're ready. Ah, shit. I made a choice. I didn't mean to. Shit. You step into the courtyard, where you can already see dredge in every direction. The storehouse isn't far. You slip inside and start loading carts, while Ivor and the half-dozen men who came along do the same. When you've gathered as much as you dare, Ivor takes up position outside the Great Hall. Dredge have already taken notice, watching closely. Come on, he mutters, and people begin filing out of the hall. Almost immediately, things begin to go wrong. Some dredge go after the yaks tied to the supplies, while others lunge at a cart with chickens. Terrified men pull axes, and the dredge respond in kind. Not far away, you spot Ivor raising his shield, cursing. You prepare for a fight. Shit. Okay. Ugh, our party is not in good shape. Okay. What can you do? Rain of Arrows. Sky Striker secretly selects an unoccupied tile on the board and fires up to 3 arrows in the air. And any enemy passes through the selected tile, they are hit by the falling arrow, doing normal strength damage and stopping them in their tracks, ending their turn. Rain of Arrows can be used offensively, defensively to protect allies, and in general is most effective when forcing an opponent to second-guess his actions. Smart use of the ability can potentially lock down an entire team. And Puncture. Every 2 points of armor her target has lost, the archer gains 1 additional strength to her attack, as long as she didn't move beforehand. Okay. I think this will do. Ready for battle. I wish we had a larger party. Oh, crap. Okay. You are going to be way the fuck over here. You are going to be up here. We're going to be... actually, you're going to move here. Here we'll do shoot this guy. Armor. Boop. Alright. Oh, we can spend so many points now. Holy shit. Let's not though. Okay, that's fine. 3. Ow. Nope. Nope. Mark prey. And then it should die. -10. Heckin' rip, dude. Alright. Handled. Nice. Your renown grows. Boom. In the chaos that follows, you notice out of the corner of your eye some of the town guards struggling desperately with Dredge and what might be the chieftain amongst them. To your left, Ivor is laying into a large colossus. Behind him, an elderly man scrambles to his feet. Past that, it's clear that most of the townspeople are scattering. If nobody steps in, they could be picked off one by one. Nearby, a yox bleats pitifully as Dredge wrestle with the wagon tied to it. Another full cart has been toppled beside it, abandoned. You could end up losing more food and supplies than you started out with. Fuck. Try to keep everyone together. Got it, you shout, barking orders as you pass people. The guards will have to fend for themselves, or there won't be anyone left to protect. Miraculously, you find yourselves clear of the fighting. Ivor emerges from the tree, bloodied but breathing. You swear you almost see a grin on his face. Oddleaf is not so lucky. She struggles to bear the body of the chieftain in her arms, her face blank. No guards join her. You gather her to the caravan and cover the body with a cloth. The chieftain's death hits you like a punch to the gut. Only at Ivor's insistence does the caravan continue on to Frostfeller. Alet's hand clasp tightly around your own. Plus 20 renown, holy crap. That's so much. Morale has become poor. We're gonna stop. We need to deal with some stuff. Heroes. Promote. Improve your ability. Nice. Continue. Confirm. Oh, it costs 10 to do that. Okay, so it's 5 for each level. Alright. We're going to boost your strength and your whatever this is called. Confirm. Alright, are we going to rest? Yeah, we're going to rest a day to improve morale. And then we don't have a whole lot of food, so we're going to hop on out of here. Maybe resting was a bad idea. Pausing to catch your breath, you glance backward to see the caravan stretched out past the point of safety. They're spaced out so far you're unable to see those bringing up the rear. We've got to pull them together, says Ivor. It'd be dangerous to stop until at least the Godstone. The path should be just ahead. Rally the caravan with a speech! You make your way to the rear and hoist a small child onto your shoulders. Fight! Sorry. Fight for every step. Remember those who didn't make it and push onwards. The clansmen see your effort and follow suit, pushing themselves harder. Morale improved. Nice. Bonus renown. Nice. Morale declined. Great. Far enough for today, I think. After a day of misery, men and women drop their meager possessions beneath the Godstone of Hridvaldir. What are we doing? We just left our homes because suddenly there were dredge. Probably shouldn't be looking to me for advice. Look at these people. Somebody has to hold them together. That's you, Rook. How am I supposed to do that? Lie. Tell them everything's going to be alright. Gods, Rook, I don't know. Pretend you know what you're doing. That's what the rest of us do. Thanks for the advice. Then do whatever you want. Let them fend for themselves if you can live with it. You humans are absurd, Rook. Furious when you're not in control. Terrified when you are. Pull it together. I'm worried about Alette, mostly. Keep her close. You do care, I can tell. Men are a plague on the world worse than any dredge, as far as I can tell. Chats like this are why we get along so well, Ivor. You sleep poorly, the sun forever stuck to an eternally bright sky. Before the others rise, you find yourself staring over long, low hills covered in pine. The Godstone looms overhead, the massive eyes of Hridvaldir looking the same direction as you. Inspect the stone. The weathered stone doesn't see many visitors. Not much reason to travel so far east. When hunters come through, they sometimes stop to give offerings, out of habit more than anything else now that the gods are dead. Hridvaldir was the god of hunters and of wild beasts, occasionally seen roaming the land as both man and wolf. He was always depicted in effigy with his terrible spear. You know what he'd think about his woods being full of dredge now. A young girl from the caravan approaches you. I made this for you, she says, handing you a crude necklace carved from a branch she must have found nearby. Thank you for saving my mama, she says, before running back to her tent. Jesus, reading is hard. How does Jess do this all the time? Back at your tent, you rouse Alette, who clings to your arm until she's completely awake. Bad dreams. Eventually the camp is broken down and it's time to move to Frostfeller. Feels like an end more than a start. Gained item, Bjarken Rune! Okay, I want to check this Godstone thing on the map. See if there's any further lore there. Nope. What about Skoger? The descendants of Sten, unable to cultivate good yields or find much fish in the frozen murk of Ba Harbor, nevertheless scratched out a living from the beasts of the forest, where they erected a stone to Hridvaldir, patron of hunters. Okay. Boop. I want to make camp ASAP to handle the new item that we just got. Camp. I wish I'd bought more supplies. Heroes. Everybody's healed up. Yay! What is this? A crude medallion made from the branch of a tree. Found above the godstone Hridvaldir, carved with a curious rune. 15% dodge strength attacks. I think Rook could use the dodge, honestly. So we're going to give it to him. Ivor isn't a high enough level anyway. Let's go. Let us press on. The caravan halts when a group of men appear on the trail, weapons at their feet. "We've seen the dredge in your wake," says one. "We don't wish to meet them alone. If you let us join you, we'll show you a watering hole with enough animals to fill those supply wagons." An inherent fear of strangers raises mutters from the caravan. "What are you doing out here alone?" "We were hunting here for food when the dredge found our village," says the man. "When we returned," he looks away, unable to finish. "Allow the men to join you." "Yep." "If you'll be no trouble, come along," you say. The men cautiously join your ranks and prove trustworthy. The hidden watering hole nearby is teeming with animals, and soon your supplies are nicely restocked. Fuck yeah! Plus 12 fighters. And bonus supplies. I don't understand how the Klansman Fighters Varl thing worked out quite yet. I think there's like a non-hero based combat thing that plays into. During a rest, one of the men get too drunk and end up splashing mead in a warrior's face. A brawl erupts, many thrown fists and broken bone later. The instigator, Rafsnvarter, Jesus Christ, Raffensvarter, yikes, is tossed on the ground at your feet, angry clansmen looking for satisfaction. His personal defense is little more than drooling mumbles. Coerce a public apology from him, I think. Or encourage the others to let the issue drop. No, apology. Grabbing Raffensvarter's neck, you force him to look at the crowd. "Apologize for this mess," you demand. The man babbles until you squeeze harder. "Sorry," he yells repeatedly, even after you let him go. Folks shake their heads, but leave the man alone. I don't feel particularly good about that one. Morale is real bad. Okay. We need to make camp for... We need to rest. Oh god, it's so bad and we have so few supplies. I'm gonna risk one more rest. Okay. Whoop. Map is the wrong button. I keep wanting to hit that to... Because like all of the buttons for most of the stuff... Let me rephrase that. Most of the buttons are up here, but leave is down here. And I want, like, camp and leave to be in the same spot. The caravan is visibly relieved to find a small village on the way to Frostfeller, with beds and fresh supplies. The locals here are shocked by the news you bring and discuss it amongst themselves while you set up nearby. Oh. Chance to buy food? Yes! Give me all of your food. Is this worth it? What are these objects? Jarl's Seal. 1 will per turn? That sounds real good. Bloodshed coins. 1 will per kill. +1 Burke? The fuck is... Oh, break. +1 armor per turn. Will per turn sounds really good, because that means we can just use will. Willy-nilly. I'm hilarious. These are cheap. I'm just going to take this one. And then that. And then go to our heroes and equip some stuff. Okay. You haven't leveled up yet. You need to kill one more thing. You need to kill 2 things. +1 armor, +1 strength, +1 will versus dodge strength attacks. Okay, so we need to get Ivor up a level. Map. Why is there a button for the map in the town? I wonder. No one knows. Ah, God, we're almost halfway there. And we've gone how many days? 3? 4? Okay, so we should be able to make it on our current supplies, I think. We could rest, but we're going to push on. You're only just outside the village when 2 men in red approach. My name is Hogan, says one, gesturing to the other. My brother is Mogan. Many from the village wish to join you to Frostfeller. A third man, exuding rage, charges up to the group. Shut your mouth, Hogan, he screams. Additions to the party? What's going on? These bastards don't speak for us. They've been trying to divide the village since you got here. True. You can keep whoever wants to stay and die. The rest of us will go with the reasonable people of Skogar. I'll have you both gutted before I let half the village desert. Behind the angry villager, a mob of armed thugs have appeared, all furrowed brows and nervous stares. You both know what will happen to the rest of us if the fields are abandoned. Nobody leaves. Yeah, there won't be anything to tend once the dredge arrive. Dredge my ass! I don't know what the scam is this time, Hogan, but you got 2 choices. Get back to work, or I'm finally putting you in the ground. Mogan, what do you say? Thought it was unfair that he only asked me. Mogan draws his axe slowly, followed by Hogan. Despite their confidence, the brothers are significantly outnumbered. I think I make a poor farmer. Ivor, let's make this a fair fight. Ivor steps forward. The thugs hesitate as you pull your axe. As you pull your axe, you notice that Alette is nowhere to be seen. Uh-oh, Alette? The fuck are you? What do you do? Bloody Flail. Thrasher strikes multiple times, randomly hitting his opponent for 1 strength or 1 armor damage. On the last hit, Bloody Flail does damage equal to 1 plus 1 for each ally standing adjacent to him. And Shield Wall, which is the buff your friends. Are they're exactly the same. Okay. I'll put Odd Life last. Okay. This'll do. Ready for battle! Interesting. Oh, wait, we can group the whole party. Just can't make the best front line that way. Oh, this'll do. Yeah, that's good. Ready. I'll move up to here and hold. We're gonna let them come closer. They have an archer, which kind of sucks. Oh wow, yeah, let's just run the fuck in there. What up, bitches? Oh, shit. Regret. Mistakes were made. Many mistakes were made. God damn it. Whoa! I didn't know that was a thing. Fuck him up. Yeah, got the promotion. Oh shit, he fell. Damn it. Not really a good spot here. So we're just gonna move here and try and take out the archer. Toasted. Mark Prey isn't going to work because she's in melee range. Okay, wreck, dude. How much else does this guy have? 4? Oh shit. Okay then. Okay, so this guy's fucked. I can't get into range for him, so I'm just going to move as far as I can. And handled. Okay. Fun times. Yay, Ivor promoted. Yay, Mogan promoted. Boo, Hogan injured. Nice. I'm glad we spent all that renown. The brothers thank you with wide grins. Soon many of the villagers have joined your caravan. You scan around anxiously for Alette, who had gone missing when the fighting began. Eventually you find her watching from afar. Hogan returns at that moment, introducing you to his son and wife, and you soon set out again. What just happened? Why was Alette watching from a distance? What's going on, Alette? Okay, morale isn't great. Heroes. It's going to take 2 days to get back up. Ivor, promote. Do it. Just all the strength. Strength forever. Strength for days. Kind of want to increase your break too, but strength. And then you can take this. Boom. Hell yeah. And then you can level up. And we will do strength as well. All right. Is that good? Do we want to rest? Our morale isn't great, but our supplies are low. I'm going to keep us on the road until our morale gets worse. Normal is fine. Alette marches quietly alongside the caravan, a little distance since leaving the village. When you stop for a rest, Oddlife approaches you both. Oddlife? I need Magnus's pronunciation coaching. Alette, I have something for you. Oddlife has gathered up the long banner from the caravan and smiles warmly as she passes it to Alette. What's this about? I was hoping you'd sew up the banner with everything that's happened since we left Skoker. Come find me another time, Rook, and we'll talk. Before you comment, she departs. Dad, are you the chieftain now? It looks that way. Oh, that means... You're both quiet for a moment, while Alette unfurls the banner. Oddlife has been teaching me how to sew. She speaks pretty highly of you. Can we read the part about Mom? You nod. On the banner has been sewn the story of the families who have lived in Skoger throughout the years, just as is done on every banner in every town. I wish she were here, but I'm kind of glad she isn't. The section of banner about your family is short, but Alette has been sewing in colorful designs. Why do you say that? So she doesn't have to deal with all of this. Dredge, leaving home, and... Why did you have to kill those men? In the village? I mean, if it's okay to ask. They would have killed others. But how do you know which ones are bad? Because the Dredge are terrifying. Every time we have to fight them, I just want to run, but... I don't want to kill a person. Please. Are you mad at me? I'm glad you don't want to. Alette smiles at this, then her face sinks again. I guess I would do it if I really had to. But do we have to? I know what you mean. Yeah, I know. Dad, I think you're doing a good job. She hugs you. You spend the rest of your time together sewing new verses into the banner. For better or worse, the story of Skoker is your burden now. Ooh, that's heavy. That was a... Ooh. Okay, let's talk to Oddleaf. How are you doing, Odd? I'm alright. Not at first. Sometimes, when a loved one dies, people say it doesn't sink in for a while. It sunk in for me right away. People tell me I'm a strong woman. It's funny. My father named me Oddlife before I was even born. He wanted a boy so badly. Strong woman. What does that even mean? People look up to you. Don't take this the wrong way, but I don't want to be known for handling my feelings. If I feel nothing about my husband dying, people think I'm strong. If I cry because my insides feel like they're on fire, I'm weak. Why does that feel so bad backwards? Wow, this game is so good. I'm sorry, Rook. It's been hard. You're not sure what to say. In the many years you've known the chieftain's wife, this is probably the most you've ever talked. You asked me to come find you? Yes. It's about the banner. I thought about it a long time. He asked me to give it to you. You know, if something happened. What would you have done? That's what I've been thinking about so much. It should be mine. I could carry it. But I thought about why he named you. I get it. They won't follow a woman. Families would leave. Our banner would be divided. I think they would follow you. Come on, Rook. This isn't the time for pretend. It's not just about our small town. What happens the first time we need something from another clan? How will that go? And the first time someone thinks they can take advantage of us. I think this is what has to happen. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. Okay, let's talk about these options. So she's already told us that she doesn't like what it means to be a strong woman in the societal context that our characters are in, which I think is fair. So this is probably not a good option. I'll do my best. Maybe is a nice middle of the road. I rely on you could be a good one. But it could be seen as I'm not strong enough for this thing that you've offered me. Or alternatively, I need you to put in more effort here, right? Like I need your labor in this process. And then O is just like not a good answer at all. I think I'm going to go with I rely on you because she's already intimated to us, and I agree that it's ass backwards for strength to be just carrying on unaffected, as opposed to being honest and open. So I think it is the right call for us to say that we rely on her. I rely on you. I'll be there when I can. Just don't expect any miracles. Listen, I know I dragged this out. The truth is, my husband and I could never have a child. I don't want our banner to end here. It'll be safe with you and Alette. I know you're going to take care of her. She puts a hand on your shoulder as she heads back to the camp. Morale improved! Great. I don't think we have anything to do with our heroes at the moment, right? Everything's all sorted for that. Yeah. So let's rest, actually, and see if we can get morale up a little bit. Hey, morale is good. That's what I'm talking about. All right, now we can hit the road. I like the strong woman comment, even with her earlier statement. Yeah, I mean, I think it was an okay option. I don't think it was necessarily bad, but yeah, I feel good about the direction we went in. At a small split in the trail, a few fighters stopped to speak with you, each carrying a single pack. We recognize this place, one man says. Spent several years here with some kin. If they're still around, we have to warn them of what's coming. With luck, we'll find you again in less than a week. Oh god. Okay, so really my two options here, morally, Dylan, my two options are wish the fighters well or see them off with extra supplies. Wishing the fighters well is a fairly neutral option. Seeing them off with extra supplies could be, one, could lead to us not having the supplies we need down the road, and two, could be an unpopular decision with the people that are staying, as I'm giving away our much needed supplies. I will see them off with extra supplies. I'm going to take the risk. If that's all you're taking, you may never make it, you say, grabbing a few items from a supply wagon. You strap the additional provisions to their backs. Search for family instead of food, you say with a smile. The men clasp wrists with you before departing. Okay, we only lost one day, really. Morale down. Complaints of Raffensvarter's excessive drinking have resurfaced. This time the man stumbled over some tent ropes, pulled the snagged canvas through a campfire, nearly setting a supply wagon aflame. Clansmen put out the fire on both the wagon and Raffensvarter's leg before leading him to you. This man drinks nothing but water from now on. Raffensvarter groggily agrees, slurring his way through promises to quit being such a nuisance. Many of the onlookers snort or roll their eyes, but go back to their business. Somehow you doubt it'll be long before Raffensvarter manages to find another drink, whether you'll allow it or not. Great. Love it. Dredge! Shouts a man from the back of the caravan. It's Raffensvarter, the unabashed drunk, staggering toward you, looking not entirely sober. He screams again, pointing to trees in the distance. Fear races through the caravan as fighters pull their weapon. Scouts return with no sightings, and furious men surround Raffensvarter. I mean, this is a classic instance of the boy who cried wolf, right? Like, he has ruined all trust in him. But can we really afford to be caught unawares by the dredge? Worse, or potentially worse, can we afford losing face at the moment by listening to this guy? Also, why is there a car horn going off outside my house? It's like someone just fell asleep on their horn. It's not even like an alarm. Weird. Hopefully you can't hear that. I'm gonna banish him. No, that's a person just honking on a horn. What the fuck? Okay. The man's meager belongings and some food are thrown in a pile as everyone moves on. He's tied loosely to a tree. You expect he'll break his bonds eventually once he sobers up. Please, I swear, he pleads to your back, finally realizing his plight. Whether his dredge were imagined or not, you don't expect to see him again. Morale declined. Lovely.
Once a strong, thriving city, the walls of Frostvellir now just keep the howling winds at bay. With luck, they'll hold out against dredge as well.
Oof. Good luck, us. God, that's so many people. That horn is still going. You jostle through fallow crowds of sunken faces who appear as though they've been freezing in front of Frostvellir for days. The gates are closed. You come to a stop at the bottom of the hill. This is not looking good. Why are there so many people in the fields? We can't stay outside in the open like this. But life finds you among the many refugees. Rook, I just talked to some of the women here. Nobody is being let into the city. Why? It's overrun with Varl from Blutzbalker, Greyhorn, people from Bitra, all the nearby villages. The dredge are everywhere. And the chieftain of Frostfeller has locked himself in his great hall. That's when they closed the gates. When the dredge come, these hills will turn red. We have to get in there. I want to know more about what's going on here. I see a lot of people gathered around the rest houses and the gates. We could find out what they know. How would we get in anyway? They closed the gate. I can get that gate open. Let's see if there's another way before we start breaking down gates. I wasn't going to break it. Just push. Really hard. Oh, Ivor. What a guy. Alright, gate. You approach the gate where hundreds of people have gathered. In the trodden, bloody space in front of the doors, several pincushion bodies lie unclaimed, as though they simply belonged there. Archers up on the walls make it clear that nobody will be getting in. Men and women bellow intermittently, call for mercy and reason when they're not flinging stones and curses. Find out more from the crowd. You spend an hour talking to different people, who all have the same story. A couple days ago, the chieftain shut himself in, closed the gates, and refused any more refugees. They've got huge stores of supplies in there, too, adds one man. They're just hoarding them. Shout at the guards. We're from Skogar! Open the gates! You shout to the archers, not expecting much. You get as much response as you expected. Ivor, did you really expect to push these gates open? I'm willing to try, grunts Ivor, despite sizing up doors that look like they could hold back an army. And when men start shooting arrows and pouring out to stop you, then you kill them, he says. You're not sure this is the most sound plan. We're not doing this. This is a terrible idea, you say. We don't even know how many are in there. Ivor folds his arms. He seems almost relieved that he didn't have to live up to his earlier boast. We're gonna leave the gates and try something else. You leave the crowds and head back down the hill. There are a lot of people gathered around the rest houses, said Oddleif, pointing. Maybe we can find help there, or at least make ourselves useful. You spend a whole day at the rest houses. Everyone gives you the same story. The chieftain just shut himself in his great hall and closed the gates. There are a lot of wounded people here, adds Alette. We could help them. The rest house is overflowing with refugees, the sick and wounded and noise. Tend to the wounded. Alette and Oddleif spend the day along with others in your caravan treating wounds, most of which came from the archers at the gates. I overheard from one woman that the city has been sending carts with food around, Oddleif tells you. Could be a way in, Ivor replies. Next time they send a cart, we bring it back in. Oddleif protests. Aside from leading to a fight, it would probably mean no more food for the refugees. We'll wait and confront them. Keep your sword down until we need it, you tell Ivor. We'll make a deal unless they're looking for a fight. Early the next day, you spot another cart leaving the gates of the city. After they've thrown their scraps to the refugees, you approach. Stop. My friend wanted to talk with you. It's not what I wanted. I think I can guess why. If we knew there were more fighters in Varl out here, Ekil might have brought you in the city. Who's Ekil? He's in charge up there. In charge of what? Better let him explain. Fine, let's go. He nods. You follow him back up to the gates, where they open the doors for you. A man clad in black approaches as you step inside. Diplomacy. What in the depths is this? The man orders his guards to get the doors closed before more refugees noticed. You said you wanted fighters. You heard about the chieftain? We heard he's hiding out in the Great Hall. Oh, really? Think you mean hiding out in a grave? He's eating worms, if that wasn't clear. What happened here? Soon as they heard Dredge were coming, anyone who couldn't swing an axe got one to the head. That's the short story anyway. At least 3 clans in here warring over turf and food. And the worst are the godforsaken Varl. He eyes Ivor and shrugs with exaggeration as if simply stating the obvious. We're in more danger here than out there? Look, I was in charge here before things went to crap. You've got some people who can fight. You've got your own Varl. That counts for something. I can keep your flock safe in the Great Hall. You fight for me to take back Frostweller. I don't take sides. Too hard to tell when the good guys have become the bad. Fine. Cut these sheep loose and watch your own asses. What do I care? All I want to do right now is get out of the damned streets. Think carefully about what you want. Oh, fuck. Alright, we have options. We're not staying here. Let us out. We're kind of low on supplies. Like, we're not about to starve to death, but it's bad. So going out where we can't get more food is not a good idea. And we can't go out and then camp and wait for the dredge. That's going to be death. Fending for ourselves inside Frostfeller could mean making more powerful allies than this guy. Which would be potentially good. We'll join you for now. We'll make an ally immediately, but is going to grumpify our Varl friend here. What are y'all thinking? How do you feel on this? I'm kind of conflicted. I should be drinking more water. All of these manly men are taking a toll on my voice. Join for now. Seems like the best way to get into town. For the clan, 2 seems pretty fighty. Thought you have lots of supplies. I have 9 days of supplies for our current population. Which I can't look at the map, but I don't know where the next settlement is along the road if we leave Frostfeller. Frostfeller was kind of our gambit here. 2 seems pretty fighty. I think that's a fair read, Lovejoy. Alright. Let's join for now. We'll join you for now. Good, because whatever else you were thinking would have been a bad idea. I like his his one eye. Eccles shouts to his men, and with the gates closed, you follow him down obscured alleys. Hope you know what you're doing. Making it up as we go, Ivor. Chapter 3. Little did they sleep. Aw, shit. Okay. Switching groups. See if I remember all the voices for this. Hakon, we're back. I was able to get about as many warriors from Strand as you wanted, and more weapons. Extra supplies, too. You perk up, just now realizing Moger has been talking to you. Since Wagner died, everyone has been looking to you to make the decisions. It's exhausting. Hakon? Oh, are we playing Hakon now? Interesting. Sorry, just tired. Go on. I was saying the Varl we sent to Strand have returned. The governor gave us most of what we wanted. Good enough. Much resistance from the governor? Some. I don't think he was happy about us buying his fighters using his own money. He also insisted we take on a lackey of his to watch over his property. A man named Eric. Ah, this guy. Eric? I met him. He seemed competent enough. Regardless, the governor will have to get over it unless he wants Dredge crawling through his streets. You've put down every slag that has wandered through here while you were gone. Enough flapping of mouths, then. You sure that wound is healed, Ludin? I agree. Enough has already gone wrong. If something happens to the prince on a mission of peace, the alliance would rot. Or worse. Ludin makes his own decisions. We would only be made to do this again later. I'll not suffer it all a second time. Either take us through the wandering road, or do your job and slaughter some Dredge. Ludin turns abruptly with a scowl. He stamps back to his ring of tents and followers. Wandering road's not an option with this many. I could crush that boy's skull with one hand. Apostrophe. If Ludin won't be deterred, you'll have to deal with it. Don't let Ludin get to you. Let's go. I'm sick of looking at this dump. What do I tell the warriors, Hakon? Tell them to be cautious. No more losses. Will do. Give the word and we'll set off.